I've been getting a lot of requests for design ideas or color combination ideas, so I thought I'd do a video today of a Christmas hair bow and give you just another little design idea in case you are running low on ideas. And like I said, this is going to be for a Christmas hair bow. It's going to measure about 4.5 inches wide. The supplies that we are going to use are 2 pieces of 1.5 inch grosgrain, and I have a green and white dot, and I also have this green and red candy cane print. I don't know if you can see it. And I'm going to put a link below of where you can get these ribbons too. So we are going to need 32 inches of 1.5 inch. Both pieces. 32 inches. That's going to be our base bow. You're also going to need a 16-inch piece of green 7/8 inch. This is going to be for our twister topper. And for our first layer of spikes, or pinwheels as I like to call them, this one's going to go on the bottom of our bow. You're going to need 4 pieces of red 1.5 inch grosgrain, and these are 7 inches. For our second spike group, or pinwheel, you're going to need 3 6-inch ribbons. And I'm using the same green and white dot, and I've also got a red and white stripe, and these are 1.5 inch. And we're also going to be making not 1 but 2 surround bows. So you're going to need 26 inches of red and white stripe and 26 inches of green. And of course you're going to need your scissors, your glue gun, your thread, and your needle if you're going to sew. Let's get started. This tutorial we are going to be working with the following bow parts. You're going to make a classic twisted bow. You're going to need 2 pinwheel bows. And you're going to need 2 surround bows and 1 twister for the topper. Okay, for my first layer of this hair bow, I'm going to make a pinwheel using my 4 red 1.5 inch pieces. And I'm just going to take each one and cut a V-cut at each end, like so. Now, an easy way to do your V-cuts is to fold your ribbon in half, like this, and then come right here at the top, the open part, and angle your cut and cut down like that. It's just an easier way. So go ahead and cut all 4 of these pieces. And of course you want to heat seal each end once you have completed all 4 strips. Now we have our first layer completed. We're going to go ahead and move on to the base bow. Okay, now we're going to make our base bow. I'm using the 1.5 inch candy cane print and the 1.5 inch green and white dot. Now we're just going to layer these 2 ribbons together, and you want to make sure that they're facing opposite way. For instance, you want candy canes on one side, and then if you flip it, you want your polka dot on the other. And now we're just going to assemble the classic twisted bow. And I'm going to have the candy cane as the main focus, and this is going to be peeking through. So go ahead and make your bow. And now you can just trim up your tail. You can do an angle cut or a V cut, whichever you prefer. I'm going to just do an angle cut. And once again, heat seal. Heat seal both ends. This one and the one behind. And here is our classic twisted bow. Put it aside and we'll work on the next step. Okay, for my next bow part, I am going to be using my 3 6-inch pieces of 1.5 inch. Of course, we've got the green and white dot and the red and white stripe, and I'm going to put V-cuts in the ends and make this into a pinwheel. And when I put these 3 together, I'm going to put the red and white stripes on the end and the green and white in the middle. Okay, our 3rd layer is now completed. We are ready to move on to the surrounded bows. Okay, remember we are going to be adding 2 surrounded bows and working with 2 pieces of 26-inch ribbon, the green and the red and white stripe. What you want to do, take each one and fold it in half and cut. So you'll have 2 pieces for each surrounded bow. Okay, go ahead and complete both of your surrounded bows. Like I said, the link to the tutorial, if you need it, will be down below in the box. Okay, both of my surrounded bows are complete. Each one measures 4 inches wide, and the loops are 2 inches wide. Each one measures 2 inches wide. So now that we've completed these, you can set them aside, and we will work on our last piece, which is going to be the twister topper. Now we're going to be working with our 16-inch piece of green 7/8 inch. It's going to be our topper, the twister. So just go ahead and form your twister pattern. And secure it. Once you have secured your center, you want to do an angle cut or angle, slant, whatever you'll call it. You guys probably think I'm crazy. I promise you, when I get behind the camera, I'm like, angle, slant, round, circle. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. Slant, angle, not a V-cut. There you have it. And you want a heat seal. This is going to be the last part of our bow. Let's go ahead and assemble all the parts. I'm going to put my first pinwheel on the bottom. I am then going to add a dab of glue. I'm going to glue my base bow, and then I'm going to secure both of them with my thread. The 3rd piece will be my other pinwheel. It will go on top. The next 2 will be my surrounded bows, and I'm going to put the green on the bottom, followed up by the red and white, because my twister topper bow is green, and that's going to be the final piece. So let's go ahead and assemble. Okay, here is the final bow. Look at all those beautiful colors for Christmas. Now you're going to need to attach it to your clip. I highly recommend using a French barrette for this one, because this is a big old bow, and it will be a pain in the badonkadonk to put it on an alligator clip. I'm just saying. Of course you can do it. I'm not saying you can't, but it's going to be a pain. So I'm using a French barrette, and I have taken off my clasp, and I'm just going to add a dab of glue, glue it on, and then I'm going to secure it a few times with my elastic or my thread. Now that my bow is ready and it's been attached to the clip, all I did was take a piece of 3/8 inch green. I wrapped it around twice since it's such a big bow. And here's what the back of the clip looks like before I add the clasp. And you just want to add your clasp back in if you are using the French barrette. If I can get the little sucker in. Close it up. And it's ready cute. Okay guys, I hope this gives you a little extra design inspiration. I know during the holidays our brains can go kaput. So if you like this, let me know. Maybe we'll do more. But there you have it, our Christmassy candy cane bow.